Paradise is an all-new Hulu series starring James Marsden and Sterling K. Brown. So today, let's see if it's worth your time. It's just another day in paradise until Xavier Collins discovers one of the world's most powerful individuals has been viciously murdered. James Marsden plays the president in Paradise, and Sterling K. Brown protects him within this series. And in the trailer, we see that he is murdered. The president, played by James Marsden, and there is a big conspiracy about who killed the president. And this is unfortunately a series that I can't spoil what the big mystery is, why the president was murdered. Something massive that happens at the end of the very first episode. Hulu has asked me not to spoil it, and honestly, I did not see it coming. I was so focused on the murder of the president that I couldn't even think about what the mystery of the show would be. Why was he killed? It just dropped this massive storyline about Paradise, and it truly affects the rest of the show. This is a gripping series that does a lot to balance its storyline. They're centered around the mystery of who killed the president. People start to question Sterling K. Brown's character because he was the last person to see the president alive. But there are so many other people that are quite shady, and the mystery of the murder is starting to unravel throughout these episodes. But then what happens at the end of the first episode, they have to balance that into this murder mystery. There's so much that the series is trying to accomplish, and they start to connect very well throughout this series. I was on board with what happened to the president and really interested in what was going to happen. Who killed the president? Why did this person kill the president? And then this big massive thing at the end of episode 1 is just something else to tackle onto the show. And it's quite interesting to see how both of them play into each other. James Marsden's really good as the president. He is not your typical president, and they really kind of go behind the scenes of him dealing with this event that is happening. In the trailer, he discusses that when he became president, he was worried about aliens and Bigfoot and all these big events, but nothing prepared him for what was going to happen. And he handles the role very well. He's an alcoholic. He deals with some things in his past. He feels like he's not living up to the potential of being that president. And it's a very grounded approach for a president, and giving us kind of like the backstory to him and seeing behind the scenes of some of the choices he makes along the way. He gives it a more down-to-earth approach, and I really like James Marsden within this role. Sterling K. Brown is also really great. He's a tough character that he has gone through some traumatic things in the past that we do explore, but it affects who he is moving forward. What we learned in the past changes this character, and now he is very protective. He is stern. There's not a lot of emotion when it comes to this character because he has gone through a lot. Sterling K. Brown, for not showing a lot of emotion, we do feel a lot of that personal connection to this character and what he has gone through, and how his relationship with James Marsden does seem to be a little bit strained at times, but you do feel that there is some sort of connection between the two. It has that good mystery of who killed the president, and there is enough momentum building for that mystery, but then it starts to connect to more storylines, and it just starts to break off into this large scale that I fully did not expect. So there is that surprise element to the show, and a lot of it does catch me off guard, and there is enough development to other storylines, not so much just the president's murder case. There's so much more that this series is accomplishing, and they handle it very well. Real quick, if you're interested in checking out Paradise on Hulu, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you have seen the series, comment down below with your overall thoughts on the show. If you'd like to see more exclusive content from me in 2025, consider joining my channel as a member, and there you can unlock exclusive movie reviews and ranking videos. Well, I did think that Paradise was gripping enough in the right spots in regards to the murder of the president and this big mystery of why. It does try to juggle a lot, and eventually some storylines connect with each other, but I think that the times that this show takes on a bit too much. I had a hard time understanding what this show wanted to accomplish. If it wanted to be a series solely focused on the murder of the president, or what happens at the end of episode 1, which is massive, did not see coming. I didn't know what its overall goal was. And yes, it does mesh together throughout the series, but at times it feels like it's battling with each other's tones, where the murder case of the president, that is a mystery and it's really intense. And then you have a lot of other stuff that feels like a completely different tone. And like I said, yes, they start to kind of meet each other in the middle, but they're totally different storylines, totally different tones. And at times it feels like it's clashing with each other. I want to tell you what happens with the show, and the trailer is very good about not giving it away. I want to sit here and tell you, but it'd be a massive spoiler. And even I was surprised. So I want you to be surprised too. But the tones for both storylines end up clashing with each other, and I can't feel exactly what they are trying to accomplish along the way. But I do like both storylines. I thought both were gripping in the right way and were nicely developed throughout. But it feels like it's two different stories. You could have had a whole show about the president being murdered, and then you could have had a whole show about what happened at the end of episode 1. Meet each other in the middle, but both storylines are so rich with storyline that it could be its own separate shows. But overall, I did like Paradise with the storylines and a lot of the intense performances from James Marsden and Sterling K. Brown. They worked within this role. It's beautifully shot with the interrogation scenes, behind the scenes look at James Marsden being the president. The direction of the show is nicely put together. Great watch with a lot of surprising moments along the way. I'm gonna go ahead and give Paradise a B. Thank you guys for checking my review for Paradise, the new Hulu series. Have you guys seen it by chance? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.